Hello viewer, welcome to today's episode of Women's View. I'm your host, my name is Anne Moremi. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, we're live on YouTube. The handle is GBS TV Kenya. Please subscribe so that you can be able to follow us live, and also you can have a look at the previous episodes. We're very happy that you're with us again, and you can also get in touch with us. The SMS line is 211-44. And we're also on Facebook Live. We have all these channels because we really want you to interact with us during the show. Send in your questions, your comments, and we're going to be able to get back to you either during the show or after. Today is a very good day. We have a very interesting guest in studio. I am so happy to host her on Women's View, and I want to give her this opportunity to introduce herself. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Hi guys, my name is Robertta Bobbie, and I'm an erotic blogger. Yes, and I write about erotic material and relationships mostly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so the topic is age of consent. There's been a debate happening. Actually, there's quite a few acts, and it's basically what is current. And so we just want to look at her views about it and be able to find out whether it is a good idea to lower the age from 18 to 16, whether it should be lower, whether it should be raised even higher to 25, perhaps. Anyway, we're going to be talking about that. So keep it here and enjoy the show. Yeah, so first things first.
Yes.
Robertta Bobbie.
Yes.
Very interesting, unique name.
Thank you.
Is that the name that your mom gave you?
Okay, Roberta, yes.
Yes.
My family, we have this, I don't know what my parents felt, but we have the thing where my mom is Robert, my dad is, my mom is Christine, my dad is Robert. And then I'm Roberta, my brother is Christian.
Oh, so they actually
it's like the mixed match.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
I'm thinking you've got such cool parents.
They actually really
the
are
naming
cool.
style is awesome, you know.
Thank you.
So your dad is Robert, so you're Roberta. Your mom is Christine, your brother is Christian.
Christian, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Thank you.
I should have met them before I named my kids. So you're two in the family?
Yes.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Komaraka State, in Nairobi, Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah.
So have you lived in Nairobi all your life?
Yes, I have. For most of my life, I've lived in Nairobi.
Okay.
Yes, for as far as I can remember.
Okay. What about Bobbie? Because you're Roberta.
Oh, Bobbie. Bobbie is short for Roberta. It's how Robert Bob.
Okay. Okay.
Robert
so it's like
Bobbie. So that's my nickname. Everyone calls me Bobbie because I hate it when I have to introduce myself and everyone thinks I'm Roberto, Rebecca,
Roberto
it's
sounds
tiring.
like a boy's name.
It is. Or having to answer questions about why my name sounds like a boy's name.
Yeah.
Bobbie also sounds like a boy's name,
Yes,
but it's a bit easier to catch on to.
Okay.
So I just went with it.
And I can imagine when you're growing up, did people used to like mispronounce your name in school and everything?
So oh my God, the teachers in
school.
school.
I can imagine. Roberta.
Went from Labeka to Lambeka to Rebecca. It's crazy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's okay.
So you grew up in Nairobi,
Yes.
did your primary and your high school in Nairobi.
Yes.
And then at what point what did you want to do when you were in high school and transitioning onto college? What did you study?
I've always loved reading.
Okay.
And humanitarian acts. I love doing anything that will help someone else do better or be better.
Okay.
And I'm so much into crime and investigations and such things. So I loved law.
Okay. Yes.
I wanted to do law all my life.
Okay.
And I felt like I could handle it.
Were you good in history, English?
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing. And top of the class, top of my year in English.
Oh,
amazing in history. I really wanted to do law until it came the time when I was choosing unis.
Yes.
And then I thought about law and the schools I'd go to do it at.
Mostly public unis.
Yeah, there's that, and then there's Catholic uni, there's
Catholic,
I think Strathmore. So I was just weighing my options, and I felt like I need my lifestyle to be a bit free. I don't want to be, because I've always been the smart kid, the kid who's always reading, the kid who's always studying, the kid.
Top of her
so
class, number one, number two, or just number one?
Okay, high school, I could quite be sana. That
High
was
school
in
things
primary.
went
High school, But
Okay.
but that's because I wasn't that good in sciences. So it's like
you're more
at
of
a
an arts.
destiny yangu ilishajiandika to. I wasn't going to do anything to do with science.
So did you apply to do law?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
At the University of Nairobi.
Yes.
But I just thought about it. There was like a 1 month waiting period, and I went and told my mom, I don't think I want to do law anymore.
Okay.
My parents were devastated.
I know, because you had...
They were so sad because they knew, they were so shocked. It was such a passion for me. And they didn't understand why I was changing my mind. But why I chose not to do law, because I started thinking about how I don't want to be so, I don't want routine. I don't want a lifestyle that's so imepangwa. Like I can't do anything
even
else.
what you're wearing, like gray suits.
Yes.
Navy blue suits.
Yes.
You know, like if you're going to court, you've got to have a suit.
Exactly.
You know?
I love spontaneity.
Yeah,
I love today I can sing, tomorrow I want to paint. So I felt like law is going to limit me. No offense to lawyers.
I know.
These are strong people.
And there's some actually who are lawyers.
And they can manage and do other
things in the
Sister,
arts.
I'm not that kind of person.
Okay.
And I felt like I wasn't going to give it 100%.
Okay.
And that scared me so much.
Okay.
And then,
so what did you opt to do then?
So I decided to do something to do with media.
Oh, yeah, media is more lots of
diverse,
expression,
and
diverse,
it's in the entertainment industry where I felt like I fit in a bit more.
Okay.
So I joined the Daystar University, where I took electronic media.
All right.
And I had the best time of my life there.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, the education that you decided on suited you.
Yes.
So no regrets.
I was happy. No regrets.
And think, what
no regrets.
What was I
There's
thinking?
not one time I felt like I'm so tired of school, because I see my friends that you know, no, education is not for everyone.
Yeah, that's true.
So when someone is struggling in school and they're not even doing a course that's crazy,
they're not passionate about it,
yeah,
they're not enjoying it,
yeah,
you know, it weighs down on you.
Yeah.
And you see, you've got to be in school for so long, so you might as well choose
exactly.
something that
And at
you're
this time
enjoying.
you're a grown-up, there's so many other things you need to be doing.
Yes.
So if you're not doing what you love in school, it's very difficult for you to even go to class, for you to show up. It's very difficult.
Exactly. And you see, there's not much supervision at that level.
Exactly.
So you've got to be driven.
Yeah.
And if you're not, then it's absolutely...
Then you
interferes
just
with
fail,
everything.
and you have to keep
receiving,
staying in
you know.
school. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, but when you introduced yourself, you
Yes.
said that you are a relationship blogger.
Yes.
So you're not with, well, you're actually in media.
Yes.
Because blogging is actually one of the avenues.
Yes.
So what inspired you? What is the name of your blog, and what inspired you to start it?
The name of my blog is Bobbie Bomb. That was just a random name. I just asked my friend, okay, so what do we call it? And she was like, you know what? Call it this, and then that's how I registered it. I didn't even put much thought into it.
Okay.
So,
which year was this?
2016.
Okay.
Around 2016. 2016 is when I opened it. What I used to do is, when Facebook was popping,
Yes.
a few years back, I used to write notes. There was a section for notes.
Okay.
So I used to write
there
poems.
was.
Yes,
I remember.
yes.
And they sort of scrapped it.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's still
Yes.
there.
No, it's not.
So I used to write poems and notes,
Yes.
and people would read it, and it started gaining attention.
Okay.
So people would tell me, why don't you start a blog? I didn't even know what a blog was.
Yes.
I think I was in first year or second year.
Yes. Okay.
So I didn't think about it much. I never saw myself as a writer.
Okay.
Even in high school, remember, I just wanted to do law.
Yeah, and you are more of a reader.
Yeah, and I'm more of a reader. I love reading and watching and learning new things.
Okay.
So I never thought I could ever write.
Okay.
But you see, in English, in my English classes, I was doing amazing.
Yes.
And the teachers even loved reading my compositions and loved
Exactly.
reading. But I never thought, oh my God, I'm such a good writer.
Yeah.
It never crossed my mind.
Okay.
So my friends would push me. They would tell me, I have one friend who actually, she's called Ayara. She told me, you know what, if you don't start this blog, I'm going to open it for you. I'll just give you the logins. Just write and then forward it to me, and I'll be posting.
I'll even upload it.
That's
for
how
you.
bad she wanted me to start.
Okay.
And my
Shout
other
out
friend,
to her. Thank
shout
God
out to
for
Aya.
friends
It's-
like those who know your strengths and
Yes.
push you in the right direction.
I had this other friend, she would tell me, you write so well, you write amazing, your English is impeccable. Because see, I used to sit.
Let me tell you, for your
Yeah,
age,
yeah.
that is a big plus, because
Yeah.
there's all this XAXA vibes going
Yeah.
on.
Oh, Saksa.
I know. Which totally confuses some of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't relate at all. So
Yeah.
being good at English
So-
and communicating is really a big plus
It is.
for millennials.
So my friend, because I have Kizungungumu, even in my texting, I use big words and things like that.
Okay.
Because I used to sit, when I was in primary school, I used to sit and read the dictionary
Read the
for
dictionary.
fun. Like when I'm just chilling.
Did you enjoy your youth?
I did, actually, and I still
Reading the
played
dictionary?
bladder
I think you're
and
the first- Oh, I played
kati
bladder too. Bladder was awesome.
and rounders and all those things. I had time. That's why I feel like my life can't be just like that. Like I need to be
routine.
able to do so many things.
So that's it's a good career then that you chose.
Yeah.
So finally, because of all these people pushing you, you
Yeah.
finally opened the
So
blog.
I finally opened the blog and I posted my first post and I got like 5 views.
Why relationship blogger as opposed to fashion or maybe books you've read that you like? What is
Yeah.
it that focused you to relationships?
Okay, so when I started writing, I've always kept a journal
Okay.
for every day. My mom, ametuzoesha, you just write what you think about, what you did, what
Yes.
happened the whole day. So I always kept a daily journal.
Okay. Religiously,
So, every day, doesn't matter. Even if I fall asleep, I'll wake
You
up
wake
and
up to
write.
like write, even
Yeah.
if it's something small.
Yeah.
At that times you go back and let me not derail our conversation. Sorry.
It's okay. Okay, yes, I go back and read them. I have like, in my room, I have like books and they're all journals,
Yeah.
like for years.
Okay.
So I started dating this guy. This is why I started writing about relationships.
Yes.
So this guy, I was really young. I was just new into uni and he was a bit way older. And I felt like he was mature, he was grown up, so I wasn't gonna have problems with him. That's what I felt.
How
and
old
I
were
really
you then?
trusted him. I think I was 19.
19, yeah. You are past to the age of consent, which
Definitely.
currently in Kenya is 18.
18.
So, yeah, you're old enough. And he was how many years older?
He was around 27, 26.
27, okay.
Yes. He was, I wouldn't say he took advantage of me.
Yes.
Everything was consensual.
Of course, yeah.
Yes. So I really fell in love with this guy. It wasn't my first love.
Okay,
I had come from a previous relationship that shattered me.
okay.
And I have a history of depression. So I feel like I was just healing, like I had healed, I was okay, so I was ready for a new relationship.
Yes.
So I started seeing this guy and we were dating for almost a year and the relationship was beautiful. I was so happy.
Okay.
Until I found out that he was cheating on me with
There
so
goes
many
your
other
picture
women.
perfect. Okay.
Yeah, and what was funny is that this was the best, like even up to date, this was the best relationship I had
In terms
ever
of
been in.
levels, like
The
no
way
one
he
has even hit
treated
that
me,
spot.
the way I can say my current man is
by the way.
that good, like in treating me, he was, and all that. So this guy, after we broke up, I was just so angry
How
at
did
him.
you discover? Did someone
We
tell
were
you?
just chilling in the house, and then I was cooking, and he was in the living room, and then a text came up, and on his phone,
Okay.
and it was a funny video on WhatsApp or something. So I asked him, "Why are you laughing?" Because he was laughing hysterically. And then he was like, "When you finish, just come and I'll show you."
Okay.
So as I was watching the video, a text pops up on his phone. Someone saved as babe, talking about how they enjoyed time with him and or something. So I just asked him, and he tried to dismiss it. He said, "I need to trust him," and I really did trust him.
Okay.
So he said I could go through his phone. I think he was trying reverse psychology because he knows I don't touch people's phones.
Exactly. To
He
try and
knows I was
gain-
gonna say
regain
no.
your trust.
But that day I just said, "Okay,
Let me do it.
give me
Fine.
your phone then."
And now he started panicking.
He just sat there. He was so scared. And I went through the phone and I saw
Busted.
so many women. And I just walked out of the house. I just packed my things up and left. And that's how I left that relationship.
And
I
I'm
didn't
happy that
even
you-
want
I'm
an
so happy that you
explanation.
left, by the way. That was good.
Yeah.
Kudos to you.
Yeah.
You know. well done.
Because I had just been from another relationship and I knew the kind of, I know how I am when I fall into depression. So I wasn't going to let this guy
take me
there.
back there. Yes, that's true.
So I went and wrote posts about, I was just saying how hurt I was, how angry I was. And I talked about all the, now I was seeing the red flags. Now I was starting to see, when I sit down, I think, oh, this is what you said, but this is what you were doing.
Exactly.
So I just wrote about it.
Yeah.
And after like a month or two, I was leaving the house, and the guy who sells gazettes outside the estate was like, Bobbie, si wewe ndio Bobbie? Nilisoma kazi yako. Yes, nilisoma kazi yako. Huyo kijana hakukufanyia vizuri. And now in the estate, everyone knew who I was writing about. So people used to wait for it like it's a telenovela. They were waiting for the next episode. How often would you like release? Even one a week, even two a week. So guys were always waiting for it.
People could really relate.
Even makangas, like the touts where they used to chill, they would see me and they would clap. They would be like, I can't wait. So I was thinking, oh my God.
These people actually read
These
my
people
stuff.
are taking time to read my work.
Yeah.
Even the guy used to shave my hair, the kinyozi guy. He would be like, Roberta, kazi yako ni nzuri.
And did you advertise? Or
I didn't advertise. I didn't send it to anyone. I just used to post it.
Okay.
I never even used to tell people I write. Because remember, this is now my journal. Now I've stopped writing on my books.
Now now you're writing online, your journal.
So I didn't even think, because they'd get 5 views, so I didn't think anyone read.
And out of, so when would they, because I thought that if the viewership is high, it means that they're all reading, or maybe they would pass it on through other.
So guys would share.
Yeah, they would share.
Guys would share, someone would get hold of it and they share. So guys were reading. So I went from 5 views to 100 views to 2,000 views.
Wow.
I started growing. So I left that relationship. At that time, remember, I was writing for fun. Yeah. I wasn't monetizing it. So I was even scared. I was like, these people are knowing so much about me.
That's another thing I wanted to ask you. Like, don't you feel like you're exposing yourself so much? Or are you happy that a lot of people can relate to what you...
I was scared. I'm a very shy person. I think I am introverted depending on the situation.
Okay.
So I was really scared at first, but I've never got any form of hate or any bad talk about my work. Okay. People just tell me they relate, they're happy I'm speaking about it.
Yeah, and you know, maybe that means that they also go through
the same things,
but they just don't have an avenue to open up. Yeah. And you know what? Now that we're talking about the age of consent, you know, of course, that basically means when you're legally allowed to have sex.
Yeah.
But even before you have sex, generally you have to meet somebody and relate with them.
Yes.
And based on your experience, you see people just think about sex, but before the sex is the whole love thing, falling in love.
Yeah.
And then most relationships, anyway, when they are that young, they always end.
Yeah. So
do you think that somebody who is 18 or somebody who is 16 can be able to handle even heartbreak? Or are we going, or by lowering the age of consent, are we going to be exposing our youth to a lot of heartbreak, a lot of depression? Forget even about before we get to the physical, the physical issues of HIV and pregnancy. Emotionally, can they handle the whole issue of being in love, getting so emotional, getting so caught up, being on cloud nine, and then realizing maybe this guy is cheating on me? Or are we are we really going to be opening an avenue of hurt to our young people?
I really think this is a bad idea. The lowering of the sexual consent age, because I have friends, in regards to what you've just said, I have friends, I have older friends, I have older aunties, I have friends who are 40, 50, and I see what love does to them. I see what
at 40
relationships do to them. You know, I used to think, even me, I used to think I'm young, I'm learning, but the pain is the same.
Exactly.
The anger is the same. Everything is still the same when at 40. We don't really grow, as we're growing old, we don't really grow
stronger.
Up, or it's just the same.
Yes.
So I've seen older women cry. So how, a 16-year-old is not someone who can make such decisions yet.
Exactly.
Even I at 23 cannot make some decisions.
Yes, because you were 19 and that was happening.
Yes, in regards to sex and love, I still make mistakes. I still go through pain. I still get disappointed. And when sex is involved, it's a whole different ballgame.
Exactly.
Because women attach so much emotion to sex.
Yes.
It doesn't matter when in nani, ama how strong you are, ama you decide,
Exactly.
I'm done, I don't care. The pain is horrible. So I can't imagine a 16-year-old
Going through that.
feeling like they need to commit suicide, or going through being single while pregnant, or having to deal with HIV and they didn't contract it another way. It's through sex.
Exactly. It's too
not
much.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much for a 16-year-old, even for an 18-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking that when it comes to the age of consent, we shouldn't look at just lowering. Maybe we need to look at even increasing.
I think they're doing that in regards to a woman's maturity.
Yeah, just because your body
body is ready
and the hormones are raging.
Yeah.
Another reason why they're doing it actually is because I think a lot of times for men, they're not able to tell the age. You know, you can meet an 18-year-old and you can't tell. I mean, are you going to be asking for an ID? Because squeezy will ask, the people look so mature.
Yeah.
You know?
Someone will tell you they're 20 and you're going to take
You're going to believe it.
Yeah.
If they have uniform, fine, that's one thing. But if it's on a weekend or it's during the holidays, you honestly cannot be able to tell the age of somebody.
You really
and
can't.
you see, if somebody is trying to lie to you, they're going to go an extra mile, maybe when their face is made up.
Yeah.
They're on high heels.
And I've seen women lie. I've seen
Yes.
women lie. I used to lie. I hope my mom won't watch this.
I hope so
I used
too.
to lie, but I
But if
think
she
they've
does, so
seen
good.
it all with me. I used to lie when I was 16. I used to lie to get into clubs.
Exactly, yes. And you
I did look 18.
Yes.
I did look 19. So I used to do that. And I would tell my mom, nimeenda sijui outing. Like I would tell her
Nimeenda
nimeenda wapi. I tell her I've gone out. I'd even dress. Sometimes she'd even drop me off. But
But the
sasa
club is-
kujua, nikishatoka hapa, tunaenda kuingia kwa club for a few drinks. Even at the club, they never used to ask us. I remember I'd buy, was it called a guarana or the Smirnoff something, black ice
red,
something.
black ice, yes.
That one. And they'd sell it to me. So I
They
completely
actually don't
do
ask
understand.
for your ID or anything.
Yeah. So I do understand this. Women lie.
Yeah, women lie.
Yeah,
Women lie.
they lie
And the
to
thing
men.
is that a lot of men get caught up, and a lot of men are even in prison because of this. So one of the rationale behind it is that it is lowering the age of sexual consent is a way of protecting the boy child. So there's that school of thought.
Yeah.
Because I guess when you're a parent of boys, you're also like, my son was lied to, but I guess that's not an excuse. So I really don't know how society expects
I hadn't
men.
thought about it like that.
That's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
Because at that age also, of course, men's hormones, boys' hormones are really high. So, you know, let's not get into the science behind it. Yeah. So, but I think I agree with you that even before we get to the whole sexual act itself, the emotions that are involved in when you fall in love and
A
everything.
young person will not be able to.
Yeah, you can't handle.
You
know.
can't.
So
You
anyway.
need a lot of help.
Anyway, back to your story. So you found
Yes.
that people were really relating to you, and
Yeah, people would, because first of all, I would throw so much shade at this guy.
yeah, I can imagine.
And I would I would say so many bad things about him. Because part of me, I wanted back how he made me feel, but I knew this wasn't right.
Yes.
This was someone who I trusted with everything, and he showed me it meant nothing. It's like, I was hurt because he was exposing me to diseases.
Yes.
He was exposing me to HIV, to STDs, to
Yeah.
so many other things. So what if I got pregnant for him or
Imagine.
something at
And
this
he's
age?
absolutely not into it at all because he's just using you as
That's what I
Actually,
felt
he's
like.
using
But it was so hard for me to understand because this is someone who never once made me doubt his love for me. I can't even say until we had issues or we fought or we had a problem. I was so happy. So I didn't understand how or why.
yeah.
But then I never asked questions. I just moved on.
Exactly, because you didn't even give him an opportunity to explain himself. I think you didn't even want an explanation.
Yeah.
You just needed to get out of that
Yeah.
because you didn't want to get into
Because I knew
depression
if
and
I
all
talked to
that,
him,
yeah.
I would go back.
And you had a soft spot for him. You know, of course,
So
he would
much.
try and woo you back.
So he would. He'd try talking. He still talks to me up to date.
Does he say anything
He
about the
apologizes
why?
and he's never said why. And I've never asked. I just tell him, there's nothing we can talk about.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it's
over.
been so many years, I moved on.
Yes.
So I started writing about that.
Okay.
And then I started writing about now relationships. Like, I would talk about the things I went through, the things I felt, and everything. So now my audience was a bit older than me.
Ah.
It wasn't people, because I was just 18, 19.
So amazing that the people
who are reading my work are 35-year-old women. And I was like, oh my God, how are they
Where have you been
relating?
living? I know, like, really? It should be the other way around. You should be writing, you should be guiding me on this, right? But hello, it's vice versa.
Exactly. So I don't know, people felt like I knew so much. But I've always been a bit mature, a bit too mature for my age.
Yeah, conscious.
Yeah, I grew up a long time ago because of things I've been through. But so that's how I started. And then now I was in uni, I was in second year, around second year, third year.
Yeah.
Second year, I started seeing this other guy. So I was dating him, and the relationship wasn't that good, but it was something worth writing about. Still. So I wrote this 6-part series. It was called How I Met My Husband.
Okay.
So I was talking about him. So I wrote, the husband, of course, was just hypothetical. It's
and
not
it was
like
just a way of maybe,
husband. Yeah.
And you knew he wasn't husband material for you?
Yeah, actually, I was just dating him because, okay, so it's okay, you like me, I've started liking you, sure. So I started dating this guy, and then that didn't even last long. It didn't even last 5 months, but it broke me because he was my best friend.
Oh, okay.
He was my best friend in the world. Like, we were so close, and then feelings came, and then we decided to try this out. And he just started treating me differently.
So you knew him from way back?
Yes, I did. I had known him for about 3 years. For about two to 3 years. And we had grown really close. So when this ended, I had lost my best friend.
Exactly, because now once you move out of the friend zone,
there's no going back.
There's no way. Exactly. It's just you better remain there. And that's another thing that we need to tell the young people out there. Because whether we like it or not, whether the law is for lowering the age or not, people are randomly having sex.
They are.
Yeah.
Kids as low as 9 years old are having sex.
They are. But the thing is, here you are telling us that it's better to preserve the friendship you have instead of getting out of the friend zone, bringing in all this sex into the relationship, and then now you're not able to go back.
You're not able to
because
go
once you've taken that route, you can't. So it's best at that age, and even actually even up to when you're older, to be able to work more on friendships. Because
there's a guarantee with friendships just blossoming and doing better.
Yes, you have the time. There's so many activities that you want to do together, and you know what? You can do group events.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know why people feel that everything just has to become so sexualized, you know?
It doesn't.
Yes.
It really doesn't.
And the thing with friendship, fine, even if a friend hurts you, you know, the level of hurt is not usually as deep as
someone you're sexually you have sexual relations with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we need to communicate that to the youth, that rather than wanting to get into relationships, just
try and mold your friendships.
Yeah,
try
build on
and
friendships.
help them just grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because anyway, that's what is going to help you later on, even in life when you're networking. You can call this person here when you're looking for a job. But now, if you have this friend,
because of a relationship.
Hata kumpigia simu ati unatafuta job. I know, it becomes tricky.
Yeah.
So that's interesting as a way of a regret, like, the fact that the friendship changed.
Yeah.
And that also was a loss for you now.
Yeah. So I wrote the 6-part series where I was talking about how I met him, how the relationship went. So I would just write. And at that time, when I got out of a relationship with him, I decided I wasn't getting into any relationship again.
You had it,
I had been through 3 heartbreaks in less than 5 years.
Yeah, and
I was
young, tender age, you know.
I was young, and so now that's why I'm saying at that age you can't even mentally and emotionally process
that's true.
all these things.
Yeah.
With age comes so much maturity, much. You can make decisions better.
Yes, and maybe you can see some red flags earlier.
Yes.
Or you can be able to be aware of what is happening and decide that it's a bargain. Fine, this guy is doing this or whatever. But when you're young, you know, you give it your all. You do.
Nasaizo, you're just 18 washing dishes at a man's house. What are you doing?
And clothes. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm like, really?
You know, I remember
you need to be out there having fun. Oh my God.
And when my mom found out about that relationship with the guy who was playing me, she just told me. She wasn't even mad. You know, something I love about my parents is they teach me.
Okay.
They support me. They talk to me. That's why I'm so able to be vocal and to talk about things and to be open. Because I feel not everyone has parents like mine.
That for sure, you're 100% right on that. And thank you so much. A big shout out to your parents. Thank you guys for bringing her, because through her, so many people are able to express themselves.
And then my mom is a medic. And then my dad is a very vocal person. My dad is very friendly, very talkative. So that's how I've grown up. I've grown up where I'm able to say, Mom, this guy, I've been seeing him, we're having sex.
You could tell her that.
Now, not when I was 18.
I'm about to fall off my chair.
So my mom, okay, not even directly, like I don't have to say I'm having sex, but you see, she knows. And my mom listened.
Okay.
She doesn't dismiss me or ignore. My parents actually bring it up. They're
but
like,
do they also teach you, like, because you see, the thing also about the thing with consent is when you do start having engaging in intercourse, you need to know about condoms, you need to know about birth control, you need to know about pregnancy, what to do, and that information is not available even to people. Even
in school, it's very limited.
Yeah.
But you see, now that's where my mom as a medic comes in.
She was able to give you this.
My mom would bring me around these people. My mom would take me around. I also have an auntie who's a social worker. So most of my life, I've grown up knowing these things. I've grown up learning and knowing.
You are very exposed.
I was very exposed. And in my family, everyone talks about everything.
Okay.
Even my dad, he's not shy. My dad will come and tell me, I know you're doing this. Condoms. So you see, I've always been able to talk about it. Okay. At first, I've always had that fear of people knowing so much about me and people even judging my family. Because the first question people ask me is,
who is your mother?
Who are your parents?
Can you imagine?
Do they know you do this?
I know, like, first of all, like, have you protected yourself enough so that they cannot tell this is you? But you see, you're already open with them.
It's okay. I've been on TV a million times. I've been in magazines. So now people know me.
Do people approach them and tell them, call them?
Yeah, but you see, now my parents shut them down. You can't say anything about their daughter in the light of vitu anafanya si nzuri, because I feel like I'm actually doing something good.
Yeah, you're actually doing something.
And they're very proud. They're very proud of me.
Just an avenue for talking, because you see, a lot of people tend to keep a lot of stuff inside that is hurting them, and that's maybe a reason why we're having so much depression in society, so many mental health illnesses. Suicidal cases are on the increase. And a lot of times, people who commit suicide tend to be men. And I wonder whether that's because also they don't have an avenue of opening up.
Yeah, because of toxic masculinity. We're teaching men that they're not supposed to show emotion. They're not allowed to be vulnerable. That's why I've been having this discussion with my friends. And all the men in my life, I try to love them in a way that I show them it's okay. It's okay to be. And that's what we need to do with our sons, with our husbands, with our boyfriends. You need to just show them it's okay. Because you can be in a relationship with someone and they're battling depression, and you just think, you just think he's a man. What problem is he going through? Yeah, that's not right.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. I totally agree with you. And then again, those are the issues that we really don't want young people. I mean, when you're in high school, you need to be having fun, getting to figure out the things that you're passionate about, trying to be so confused. Why aren't people asking about career options? I mean, now when you start talking about sex education, and then you have the whole of your life. Yeah, so anyway. And here you are, after 3 relationships, still so young, and you decide you don't even want to be in another relationship. Maybe you decide you don't want to get married. Maybe you decide you don't want to get children.
I just scraped marriage off my books. It's just now that I'm starting to see. I'm not even for the idea of marriage. It just ruined me.
And you see, it's because of what you went through. And what you went through, when you were over 18. So these are the things that we're going to be exposing our young children who are 16 to. Is it really worth it? You know,
and not just women, even boys, even for the boys, it's not what, because with sex there comes so many responsibilities, and that's what I try to teach people. Yes, I'm gonna tell you sex is good, sex is amazing, orgasms, I'll tell you about all that. I will get into the nitty-gritties of who did what to me. I'll tell you all that. But I also want you to listen to the part where I'm saying sex comes with so many consequences.
Yeah.
There's so much
discuss
baggage.
the consequences of it, because maybe we're not sending that message out.
Yes.
What are the consequences?
There's so much emotional turmoil. There's, like I said, for women, it's a bit harder to detach emotions from sex.
Exactly.
It's possible, but it's a bit more difficult than it is for men.
Yes.
So once emotions are involved, here, anything that happens to your partner affects you. Whether you're happy, whether they didn't respond to your text message.
Imagine, you know, you're
whether
here
they
waiting.
didn't call to say they got home safe. You're sitting somewhere scared. You're worried about,
you know.
Exactly. Or is he with another woman? Is he? Why do you want a 16-year-old to go through all that?
Such kind of questions, you know. Yeah.
It
does not
shouldn't
make
even.
sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. There's, other than the emotional, there's the mental.
Yeah.
Because once you're so emotionally attached to someone, you can't even think right. You can't think straight. They literally occupy your mind all day.
Yeah.
You need to know if they ate,
You're obsessed
if
with
they
them.
woke up, if they, you know, such things.
Exactly.
This is not something even an 18-year-old should be going through.
Exactly. You're not yet ready emotionally.
And then there's the things, now there's the other consequences that are of unsafe sex. There's the diseases, there's the pregnancies, there's so many things.
Can you imagine at 16 being pregnant?
It's
I mean,
hard.
it honestly curtails your life. Okay, I always say that there's the other side of it where when you're 16, 17, you get a child and everybody is, first of all, it's such a stressful situation.
Yeah.
But when you fast forward to like 15 years later, now you're 30.
Yeah.
And you have a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
It looks so,
You're okay.
It looks so cool,
yeah,
actually. You're like,
does.
I'm 30 and I have a 15-year-old or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, you look so young.
But
and you
it's
have a child.
forcing kids to grow up
It
too early,
is,
and
yeah.
this is what is. I was reading about it on Twitter. It's when you go through such kind of trauma when you're young, you become an adult who's dealing with so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're 30 with your 15-year-old. You guys look cool, but you are forced to grow up so early. You missed out on so much. Respect to all the young parents out there, but there's just some cognitive issues that come with it.
That's true.
Because when your friends are doing things and mingling and getting to network and things like that,
You're busy breastfeeding.
you're at home taking care of a child, and you're a child. Yeah, it's cool and it's okay, but it's
not cool,
difficult.
actually.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, I don't have a problem with people being young parents at all, because I've worked with these people. Okay, my blog has given me the opportunities. You see, it started as a joke.
It started as a joke. And guess what? We need to take a break because time is really running.
Oh,
so
sorry.
keep it here. We'll be right back. Thank you.
How many of you use your real names on Facebook? Wengine ni Sweetie Pretty.
You must succeed in being an eagle and not a chicken.
I'm seeing myself owning the biggest media house in Africa. Yes, I could employ you, in fact. Yes.
All right, now it is going to another direction. But that's a first.
When you are born and when you grow up, now you do the work. You become a person who likes the country. You understand, right? I mean, not getting a job at Kenya Power, right?
And you know what? Who you are online is exactly who you are offline. And who you are offline is who you are online.
여러 군데 가서 강연을 많이 해보는데
So I've been to many places to give lectures.
우나일레 와서 이러면
Whenever I say "Unaile wa sasa,"
눈썹으로 인사를 대답을 해요.
they respond with their eyebrows.
Healing, hope, restoration. Amazing stories of real people like you who have triumphed over tragedy. Watch Turning Point International and be inspired to reach your turning point.
It really ministers to the soul of man, and as a pastor, you benefit a lot because people learn and they learn how to cope with issues probably you don't even deal with. in your sermons.
It's not reality TV, it's real life TV.
Hello viewers, welcome to Women's View.
What you see is what you get.
Very exciting and fun.
We grew up in a certain community and we were told this is how women are.
Everybody was coming with what they can get.
This is not a joke. You signed up for life.
Very interesting.
A woman is this.
You want somebody else to do something for you that you can do for yourself.
You know what you're doing, a great job. You keep doing it.
You are going to school to become a musician. Like, seriously?
Hit. The show airs every weekday from 11 a.m. to noon and is repeated every evening from 7 to 8 p.m. I look forward to seeing you there.
People have dominance over themselves. Why? Daddy, no money. Give me money, I'll buy for you. Daddy, I said I don't have money. I know, Daddy.
Can the Ethiopian change his skin? Or the leopard its spots?
예수님이 우리의 모든 죄값을 다 지불하시기 때문에 예수님 다 이루었다라고 말씀하셨잖아요.
So Jesus paid for all the wages of our sin. That's why he could say it is finished.
Yesu alipa mshahara wa dhambi ya deni zetu lote, ndiposa akasema kwamba imekwisha.
Everyone, God is like the supercomputer.
Upendo wa Mungu ni kama hii supercomputer.
Hi, my name is Zawadi. At Mahanaim, I studied to qualify for the IGCSE through the Cambridge International Educational Program.
We Mahanaim International High School students enjoy extracurricular activities such as joining GBS TV Club, Taekwondo, cultural dance, orchestra, swimming, foreign languages, community service, and much more. I believe this unique experience I gained here will go a long way into strengthening the future me.
The teachers and other ministers at Mahanaim spared no pain in running with us until the end of the mile, until we secured all of our goals. And that's how I passed my IGCSE exams.
Mahanaim International High School cares about my future. Beyond our education, Mahanaim nurtures us to have bright and healthy mind so that we could become great future leaders.
We're going to be in the kitchen learning how to do a few tricks. That you're going to get the chance to cook this in your homes because it's very quick, it's very healthy, and it's very delicious. That's so nice. I love it.
I know.
Welcome back, viewer. Today we're talking about the age of consent. There is a drive to lower the age of consent from 18 to 16, and we're really wondering about whether we are endangering our youth by considering such a move. So welcome back. Remember that we're on YouTube. The handle is GBS TV Kenya. Subscribe so that you can be able to watch our previous shows as well. So Bobby, I like your name, Bobbie.
Thank you.
We were saying that the consequences, there's so many consequences of sex that the young people either are not aware of, they have not been educated about on, they even can't be able to afford birth control.
Contraception.
They can't access
They don't
it,
have
buying
access
it.
to all that.
Yes.
Yes.
So lowering the age is something that is going to actually make things way worse, you know?
Because people are just thinking, after we lower the age, okay, this is it. So, yeah, we've lowered the age. But there's so many other things that are going to stem from this lowering of the age.
Exactly.
You need to make sure there is enough sexual education. There's avenues for it. You have to make sure there's so many regulations in regards to what is going to happen to these kids.
Abortion is still illegal.
Exactly.
And of course, lowering the age means that more people are going to get unplanned pregnancy. Yeah.
There's so many things. Are you making sure that contraception is readily available for this 16-year-old? Yeah. Are you making sure they have the mental and emotional support for... Because sex is not just sex. It goes beyond... That's what I think.
Act.
Yeah,
Exactly,
just the physical.
It's way deeper.
So much, and it dents everything that you do. So, are they going to have these regulations?
Yeah,
are they going?
It's really something that needs to be given much more thought. And
Yeah.
what I'm hearing a lot of times, the public is also against it.
Yeah.
You're telling me that you did something. On
Yeah, I did a
Twitter.
poll. I did a poll on Instagram.
On Instagram,
or rather
yes.
questions, where I asked people what they thought about it. And the feedback I got back was that people are very angered by this. People do not want it to happen.
Yeah.
And this goes for both women and men.
That's good.
And if this is a reflection of my Kidogo followers,
yes.
If this is anything to go by, then it maybe just it's speaking volumes for everyone else.
That's true.
So we need to put all that into consideration.
And people's views should actually be considered because they're the ones who are going to have to bear these consequences.
Yeah.
If you're a mom with a child who's 16, 17 and they get pregnant, to be very honest, that child is going to be your responsibility.
Yeah.
So I need to be hard when, before the age is lowered, you know.
Yeah.
Because the government is not going to be the one to take care of the child. If they get HIV, it's me who's going to have to take them to hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that child at that age cannot be able to take care of themselves. They're not even financially able. They can't even get medical insurance because at 18 is when you're over 18 is when you can be able to buy it yourself.
Yeah.
Even if you're over 18, do you have the money to pay the premiums?
You don't.
Yeah. So it's really, I think, going to be a disservice to our youth. Yeah. So we really need to think about it. And the thing that came out actually when you did the Twitter questions is that the people who will benefit are the ones who want to take advantage.
Yeah, people felt like this is just being passed on by older people so that they can take advantage of the younger people
without there being
any consequences, without them having to answer to anyone. Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's wrong. I think young men and young women need to just focus. You know, I felt that when I was that age, that was around the time when I was discovering myself. I was learning the things I enjoyed, the things I loved and things like that. And I would feel so bad if anyone took that away from me. Yeah. And now I had to start being worried about things such as an STI.
Imagine at that age. And you know, you need to actually, did you take us through the fact that when you found out that this boyfriend was cheating, when you walked out, you actually had to go through a battery of tests?
Yeah, I went to the hospital immediately. I broke up with him like today, it was at night. I woke up the next morning and I went to the hospital. You know, now...
Were you ready? I can imagine the mental stress.
I told myself, it's okay. Like,
I better know.
Thank God I have parents who, they won't be okay, but they'll take care of me. They'll listen. So I have insurance, thank God.
Through your parents?
Yeah, through my parents. So I just went to the hospital the next day. Yes. And I did all tests. I told them to do blood work, everything. If there's anything wrong with me. They did the test and everything came out negative. I was 100% healthy.
What a relief, you know.
And I was so relieved because I was like, Sasa, what was I gonna tell my mom? That I was with an older guy and I was having sex with him and
yeah, you know.
It's so painful.
It's very painful and it takes a huge burden to bear at that age.
It is.
You had the courage to do it, but a lot of people are not as strong as you are. Yeah. You know? I must commend you on the fact that you're very courageous and you're very open and you're very willing to share your experience so that others can be bettered by it. Another thing is, I don't know whether because what happened is that you even took some time out of school because it was very difficult for you to deal with this.
Yeah, this was after a relationship I had after all those relationships with now a new guy.
Yes.
Oh, I was saying about the 6-part series. That's what made my blog blow up.
Okay.
So now I started getting attention from the media, attention from organizations that wanted to work with me. So at that time, my blog was doing well. I was becoming a bit more famous, if I can use that word.
Celebrity.
And then the relationship ended, unfortunately. And then this threw me into depression. This is something I was avoiding for the longest time, because the first time I didn't have suicidal thoughts or anything. I was just depressed. But this time, it's drained me.
Completely.
I attempted suicide twice.
And all this is stemming out of relationships, you know.
For me, it was just the betrayal. Like,
the betrayal, that's true.
It's I trust you, even as my friend, even minus the relationship. I trust you so much. Why would you do something to compromise that?
Exactly.
You know, so I just felt like no one was in my corner. Everyone was out to hurt me, and it made me build all these walls.
You're very isolated.
And it's something I'm struggling with even in my current relationship, because thank God I'm with someone who understands. But it's a bit difficult when I act a certain way and he can't understand, and I have to say, I'm like this because this happened to me. Because I trust you, but I don't trust you because I don't trust everyone.
Yeah, because and the few times that I have trusted, the
This
consequences have been
happens.
so dire.
Yeah.
So as much as I want to trust you 100%, even my heart can't allow,
It's
you know.
very difficult. It's very, because it made me go through so much, and I've never talked about my depression anywhere. I've never, that's one thing I feel like I'm not ready to discuss yet. Because I cry. Like, I can't even have a straight conversation without
the tears just come, you know. And you know what? That is a consequence of relationships, of sexual relationships that people need to also remember, you know. And I'm sure that maybe men are not as vocal as women, but they also have their ways that
men are
get
also really
affected.
going through it.
And when you look at society and look at the very high levels of alcoholism, drug addiction, you know, probably all this is stemming from all the pent-up emotions that have not been expressed. It's all these are coping skills, basically. And if you try and really get to the source of it, most likely it's got to do with the relationship. It's got to do with betrayal. It's got to do with love that, you know, didn't work out. You know. So I think we need to just put it out there that the law may not really help us, because whether we like it or not, first of all, it's very difficult to enforce the law. How are you going to make sure that a 16-year-old is not, you know, are you going to like mark all of them? It's going to be very difficult to enforce, but we just need to communicate to our young people that they really need to give it some serious thought before they actually start engaging. Even if the law, whether the law allows it or not, even if you're 18 or 19, it may not still be the best thing for you to do.
That's true.
And yeah, we just need more people who have gone through it to talk about it more, so that sometimes what you can relate to is experience.
Yeah, that's what my blog is about, actually. Like, I write about myself. Everything in my articles is true stories based on what I've been through. So that's how people relate easily. When they see Roberta went through this, then it's okay. So now I can come out and talk about it. I can come out and ask for help. And what I want to tell guys is, reach out if you need help. If you want condoms and you're 16, it's okay. Just reach out. It's better to have shame in seeking protection than to be pregnant at 16 and you can't take care of your kid, or to be suffering from a crazy virus or something like that. Yeah, just reach out. Even me, message me. If I have to, I'll help how I can.
Tell us how we can reach you, as you also give us a parting shot, because time is up.
You can, my name is Roberta Bobbie, like I said. You can reach me on my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, every social media platform out there. Facebook, it's Roberta Bobbie, Robertta Bobbie. Yes, that's my handle. You can even email reach out. People reach out to me. They ask me questions. They seek help.
Are you able to direct them maybe to?
Yes, because I am in collaboration with very many organizations to do with HIV, to do with condoms, to do with contraception. I will definitely help out.
Okay.
Definitely, I have the time to help. Even if I don't have the time, I will get someone to help
but you can at least be able to channel someone
Yeah,
to the right
yeah,
way.
yeah.
So basically, what's your take on lowering the? Of course, I know. What's your take on it?
In summary, what I think is that the age shouldn't be lowered. I know it's a bit low in other countries and things like that, but then are we as a country ready to have regulations set in place to make sure these kids are being taken care of? Because if we're not at that level, then I don't think it's a necessary bill. I don't think it's something we even need to be talking about. We have bigger problems.
We do have bigger problems.
Yeah.
We do have so many gaps that we need to fill.
Yeah.
So excellent. Thank you so much. It's
Thank
been
you so
lovely
much for
talking to
having me.
you. And we look forward to reading more, getting more education. And yeah, it's been really nice. And I think the message out there is that let us not lower the age of consent. Let's keep it at 18. And even at 18, let's keep on giving people lots of information, lots of exposure. And let's spread the message out there that sex is more than just a physical experience. It comes with so many consequences. When you're young, enjoy your youth, build your friendships, and you know, a time will come when you're going to have to get there. So there's no point of hurrying it up, you know?
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.